Jordan, what do you think of Natasha's outfit today?
I mean, she looks like she's ready for the Arctic.
I look so cold. It's Wednesday morning, it's our usual NVDM track workout, and Jordan thinks it's totally fine weather. I am freezing cold, it's like 28, 30 degrees, but I've just sent out the team. They're doing a 20-minute warm-up on the trail. They're going to include some run drills during that so they can just keep moving. And then we have a workout due today. Jordan has not done any speed work yet because he's coming off an injury. So we're just kind of introducing him to some speed again, where he'll do some 400, just a gentle pickup of pace, more so than what he's been doing, into a 400 easy, and just go back and forth probably for about 2 to 3 miles. I think that's all we can withstand at this point, and then hopefully build from here.
How are you feeling?
Debating whether the shirt comes off or not. Just sweating. What's the tempo out here? It's like gotta be 34. Sweating. Gloves are coming off.
That's 60 up in Canada, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a warm summer day in Canada.
Jordan says you're telling him to go too slow.
Yeah, he looks like he's running really fast. So I just want to be super mindful that he doesn't get hurt, since this is the first touches of speed work. So I always tell people, like, let your form drive your speed. Don't like force the speed, and then you feel like you're losing control of your movement. So if he's doing that, I'm happy. I just don't want him to get hurt. I'm just very, very conscious of that. But he looks fantastic. He's very efficient and smooth in his run form. So in his marathon build, he got really, really fast. It's definitely a strength of his, and I'm excited to see what he can do on the marathon off the bike at Texas.
Lost count, Chris. Lost count on how many we're doing. You know what they say? If you lose count, you gotta do another one. .5:15 on the run. Ripped it. Oh. That's it. Cool down. Let's go home. Get into a nice cold bath. Sounds beautiful.
Yeah, I have some drills you can do on the treadmill. Like basically every time you run, I'm going to have you do that.
Okay.
That's going to allow you to loosen up, teach you to loosen up.
My upper body.
Yeah, and basically you're shifting your torso to shift over that front leg as you're moving.
That's not happening right now, or it is?
No, it's not. It's completely still.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you'll just have a little more movement, which will allow for more hip extension.
How was the workout? I don't know. It felt good. It felt good. That was his first speed workout in like 3 months. I came in with like zero expectation. That first 400 felt really smooth. Natasha kept telling me to slow down. I kept hearing her saying that's good enough. And so, yeah, I think we just held it felt a good 550 pace, felt like good on the 400s. That last one we sent it. Don't know why, but still feel fine. I'm sure I might regret it in a couple hours, but you know, you win some, you lose some. That's the game.
Not we win some, we lose some. We not get injured is the goal. Yeah, that's the game.
Scratch that.
Yeah.
Scratch that. We win them all and we don't get injured.
Some of the most humbling things that I've at least experienced while being here this week, especially in the pool, is that there's a lot of dolphins, in that pool with me that, just make swimming look so effortless. And so, swimming in itself is just such a technical sport. And when you're doing it by yourself, you don't know what you don't know. You don't have eyes on yourself, and you don't know not only what you're doing wrong, but what you're doing right. And so it's important for me to be here this week to have somebody like my coach, somebody like Natasha, walking me through those moments where there's things that I'm doing that will allow me to improve. Yeah, it's just something that you can't get without having somebody with you. As much as you can document it and send videos for what your swim form looks like, just having those eyes on you in person is such a game changer. And so it's been super humbling, being in that environment with all of these people who this is their career. These are athletes that are at the absolute top of their game in their age group, and they're aspiring to be professionals in the sport of triathlon. And so I just love being here because of that. It's just a special place.
For most people, Ironman training is very solo because there's just so many hours to put in and so many different workouts. Most of them are doing 2 different disciplines a day, and they're trying to balance that with family and work. And so they have to do it at their own time, probably early in the morning. In Austin, however, we have a squad. And so many of these athletes are training together, which is massive benefit because it keeps the energy up, it gives them something to look forward to, and then they have that community to kind of keep them accountable for this journey.
Got the chance to come to camp last year, and that was fun. Swimming with a bunch of dolphins over here, but yeah, dude, it's fun when you're here with a bunch of people who know what the hell they're doing.
Cares right now.
And you're in a lane with people who push you. Can't get that anywhere else, so it's great to be here. Oh, fuck. I hope this is the last one. I lost count again. Seems like I do that a lot. I think this is the last one. Defeated. Defeated. Mentally and physically defeated. I got nothing.
Barbell step-ups.
It's important for me to be in Austin because there's so many athletes that live here who are on the same mission, on the same path as I am. It just allows me to push myself to that next level, knowing that you can't replicate this environment back home. It's tough to get that environment or reproduce that environment back home. When you're training by yourself, swimming by yourself, you get into a spot where you start to maybe even get complacent and you kind of take things for granted. When you're here and you're training with people who kind of have the same mission, the same vision, and especially people who are a lot better than me in this sport, it really pushes you to the next level to try to, push yourself as hard as you can to not just keep up with them, but be in the same environment as they are.
20 years ago when I first started doing this, there was a pretty big disconnect between strength training and endurance sports. Endurance athletes really didn't do a lot of strength training back until probably about 15 years ago, really, is when it started to become a little more well accepted. But the difference is this: most endurance athletes don't have a lot of experience at the gym, so we just got to start at a more conservative, lower starting point. Whereas your impact sports players, your more dynamic sports players, team sports players like baseball, football, basketball, they usually have a much longer history of working in the gym and doing gym work. So they come to a place where they're a little more graduated as far as how they translate strength training to their sport. For endurance athletes, they're fairly, novice or new to the gym or gym work most of the time. And those athletes, we just want to start from a more conservative place.
I'm maybe 4 years, but I've been with NVDM for 3 years. The hardest part in Ironman training is it can be a number of things. It can be anything from nutrition. It can be just consistency, staying accountable, day in, day out, doing 100%. You don't have to give 100%, but you have to show up 100% every single day. You're probably 2, 3, 4 workouts every single day. If you're not checking the box every day, you're gonna feel it in the race. It's gonna hurt. So
I've been training for Ironman for about 11 months now, so I'm fairly new to the sport. I have a rowing background, so I have that endurance engine inside of me, but I'm just now reallocating to Ironman. The most humbling is just knowing when there's gonna be a workout where you fail, right? And you push yourself so much and you're like, I can't give anything else. And that moment's I'm not invincible. And so for me, it's just the ability of I've always pushed my body to the nth degree, as far as I could go. And Ironman's teaching me that, take a step back, see the big picture, because it's a humbling sport. Endurance athletics is humbling.
Before I started Ironman training, I was in the gym 5 to 6 days a week, and I felt like going into my first half Ironman, I was pretty strong. You come here and you do stuff like this, it proves to you that you might be strong, but not in the ways that you need to be strong. So this is a whole different world for me. But now with all the endurance training that we're doing, I'm in the gym, strength training once a week, and then we'll throw in some mobility and plyometric stuff in between. But yeah, once a week is, I guess kind of the sweet spot. Gets the job done, and man, it's good to be back.